People think the scariest thing about highways at night is being alone. They're wrong. It's realizing the road isn't empty, and it never was.
They call it Mile 143, but no one remembers why. The highway runs straight through hundreds of miles of forest, a black ribbon cutting the land in two. No towns, no exits, just trees pressing in on both sides like they're listening. During the day, it's boring. At night, it feels watched. Evan first noticed something was wrong when his GPS went silent. Not rerouting, not recalculating, just off. The screen went black at exactly 11:43 p.m., right as he passed a faded green sign, Mile 143. He laughed it off, tapping the dashboard. Perfect timing, he muttered. No signal out here anyway. He rolled down the window to keep himself awake, but the air that rushed in was wrong, cold and damp, like standing near a cave. The radio crackled. At first it was static, then a voice bled through, warped and distant. "You shouldn't be here." Evan stiffened. He twisted the knob. "Hello?" The voice repeated, clearer this time. "Turn around." He shut the radio off completely. Silence flooded the car, thick and uncomfortable. The forest seemed closer now. The tree line pressed tight against the shoulder, branches leaning inward like crooked fingers. Then he saw the headlights. A pair of them appeared in his rearview mirror, far back, pale and steady. Relief washed over him. Another driver, someone normal. But minutes passed. The headlights never got closer, never fell behind, never changed distance. They just followed. Evan sped up, 60, 70, 80. The headlights matched him perfectly. His stomach tightened. "Okay," he whispered, "not funny." That's when the road changed. The yellow divider lines began to repeat. Not blur, repeat. The same crack in the asphalt, the same skid mark, the same dead raccoon on the shoulder. Again, and again, and again. Evan slammed the brakes. The car screeched to a stop. The headlights behind him stopped too. He stared into the rearview mirror, heart hammering. The lights were closer now, too close. They hummed faintly, buzzing like insects. Slowly, Evan opened the door. The night air swallowed him whole. The forest was silent, not a cricket, not a breeze. He took a few steps toward the other car. "Hey," he called, "you okay?" The headlights flickered, and then they rose. Not attached to a car, not at windshield height. They lifted until they were level with Evan's face, two glowing orbs floating in the dark. Between them, something unfolded, tall and thin, like a shadow being stretched upward by invisible hands. Its body bent wrong, joints snapping into place as if it were remembering how to stand. Evan backed away, breath shaking. The thing tilted its head. Behind him, the sound of an engine started. Evan turned. His car was still running, still idling, but there was someone in the driver's seat, someone who looked exactly like him. The copy stared forward, eyes wide and unblinking, hands locked at 10 and 2. Its mouth opened, moving in perfect sync with the radio suddenly blaring back to life. "You shouldn't be here." The headlights creature lunged. Evan ran. He sprinted down the highway, shoes slapping asphalt, lungs burning. The road stretched endlessly ahead. Mile 143 sign after mile 143 sign, flashing past in the dark. Behind him, the engine followed. Not speeding, not chasing, just keeping pace. Hours later, a trucker would report seeing a man standing on the shoulder, pale, shaking, waving frantically for help. When the truck slowed, the man vanished. Only tire marks remained, leading back onto the highway, to mile 143. They say if you drive that road at night and your GPS dies at 11:43, don't stop, don't check your mirrors, and whatever you do, Don't let yourself fall behind.
The highway doesn't have a name anymore. It used to. Evan saw it once on an old map at a gas station, Route 6B. But every modern sign just calls it blank, like someone erased it and forgot to fill it back in. He merged onto it at 12:07 a.m. because the detour lights told him to. Orange arrows blinked in perfect rhythm, guiding him off the main road and into the dark. The moment his tires crossed the cracked white line, every light behind him went out. No street lights, no construction signs, no way back. His headlights cut a narrow tunnel through the night. Trees stood unnaturally close, trunks pale and smooth, their branches arching over the road like ribs. The road was too straight. 20 minutes passed, then 30. No curves, no exits, no oncoming cars. Evan checked his phone. No signal, no time. The clock just blinked, ... That's when he saw the first. The highway doesn't have a name anymore. It used to. Evan saw it once on an old map at a gas station, Route 6B. But every modern sign just calls it blank, like someone erased it and forgot to fill it back in. He merged onto it at 12:07 a.m. because the detour lights told him to. Orange arrows blinked in perfect rhythm, guiding him off the main road and into the dark. The moment his tires crossed the cracked white line, every light behind him went out. No street lights, no construction signs, no way back. His headlights cut a narrow tunnel through the night. Trees stood unnaturally close, trunks pale and smooth, their branches arching over the road like ribs. The road was too straight. 20 minutes passed, then 30. No curves, no exits, no oncoming cars. Evan checked his phone. No signal, no time. The clock just blinked ... That's when he saw the first car. It was parked on the shoulder, engine off, hazards blinking slowly. Click, click, click. The driver's door hung open. Someone stood beside it. A woman, barefoot, facing the trees. Evan slowed, rolling his window down. "Hey, are you okay?" She turned her head. Her face was wrong, too smooth, like someone had pressed features into clay and then changed their mind. Her mouth opened, stretching far wider than it should. "Did you see where they went?" "Where who went?" "The other cars." A chill crawled up Evan's spine. "I haven't seen anyone." Her smile collapsed. "Oh." The hazard light stopped blinking. The car vanished. The woman vanished. Evan slammed the accelerator. The highway breathed. The asphalt rippled under his tires, subtly rising and falling like a chest. His headlights flickered, briefly illuminating dozens of dark shapes ahead. Cars, hundreds of them. All stopped. Doors opened, trunks popped, headlights on but dim like dying eyes. People stood beside every car, men, women, children, all facing the same direction, facing away from the road. Evan swerved, barely missing a child standing in the lane. The child didn't react. None of them did. They were listening. The radio snapped on. "Remain in your vehicle," a calm voice said. "Do not approach the trees." Evan screamed, "What is this place?" The voice paused. "You missed your exit." Something moved in the forest, not stepping out, leaning out. Tall shapes bent between the trees, their outlines folding and unfolding, learning how to exist in straight lines, their heads tilted in unison. Everyone outside their cars turned toward Evan. All at once, their mouths opened, and the road stopped. Not ended, stopped, as if the world had failed to load what came next. Evan's car rolled forward into nothing. The next morning, a road crew found a stretch of highway that hadn't existed the day before. Fresh asphalt, fresh paint. One car sat perfectly in the lane. engine cold, door closed, radio playing softly. Remain in your vehicle. If you ever find a road with no name, no exits, and no way to turn around, keep driving. Stopping is how the highway learns your shape.
The headlights caught the sign too late. Accident ahead. Expect delays. Evan sighed and slowed, tapping the brakes. Midnight traffic was supposed to be empty, but red taillights stretched ahead like a trail of dying embers. Cars crept forward, then stopped. 10 minutes passed. No sirens, no flashing lights, no movement. Evan leaned out the window. The air smelled burned, rubber and rain. Far ahead, someone's hazard lights blinked in a lazy, uneven rhythm. He checked his mirrors. No cars behind him, just darkness swallowing the road. The line of vehicles began to shut off their engines, one by one. Doors opened. People stepped out, stretching, muttering, craning their necks to see what was happening. A man 2 cars up walked toward the front. He didn't come back. Neither did the woman who followed him. Evan's phone buzzed. No service. Then another vibration. Emergency alert. Do not exit your vehicle. Do not approach the crash site. Help is not coming. The alert repeated and repeated. The hazard lights ahead stopped blinking. The road lights went out. Something dragged across the asphalt. Slow, wet, heavy. Evan locked his doors. From the darkness ahead came a sound like breathing through water. A shape moved at the edge of his headlights, low to the ground at first, then rising, unfolding joint by joint. A person staggered back into view. It was the man who'd walked forward. What came back wore his body wrong. His legs bent backward. His arms hung too long, fingertips scraping the road. His head lolled, mouth opening and closing like he was trying to remember words. He turned toward Evan's car. Behind him, more shapes stood up. Dozens. They were pulling themselves out of the wreckage Evan couldn't see, wearing the people who'd gone to look. The thing that used to be the man pressed its hands against Evan's windshield. Up close, its eyes were empty sockets filled with reflected headlights. "Why didn't you help us?" it asked, voice layered with others. Evan sobbed, shaking his head. I didn't know." "That's what everyone says." Then the radio turned on. Static. Then a familiar, calm voice. "Accident cleared. You may now proceed." Every car in front of Evan started at once. Doors slammed. Engines roared. They drove forward, into the dark. Evan stayed frozen. In his rearview mirror, headlights appeared. Cars, hundreds of them, stopped, waiting. His phone buzzed one last time. Accident ahead. Expect delays. They say that stretch of highway has more accidents than any other in the state. No debris, no bodies, no explanations, just long delays and fewer cars coming back than went in.